All right, so we're back to discuss Trainwreck, and if you saw our review, we enjoyed it. We had a good time seeing it. So Colin Quinn is her dad in the movie, and he dies, and that's sort of the emotional center of the movie. She also breaks up with Bill Hader in the second act, and they get back together at the very, very end. And I thought all of that was really well done. It's all pretty normal romantic comedy stuff.
Yeah.
But they made it seem fresh enough and interesting enough, and the way she gets back with him at the end is really funny.
That was excellent. I agree. Yeah.
It kind of went out of order to me for a typical romantic comedy. You know what I mean? They get together really quick, and then they just all of a sudden fall apart, and then get back together at the end. But it was, I don't know, it didn't seem like your typical romantic comedy.
Well, there's a lot of time that passes in it. I mean, it feels more like a Woody Allen style of romantic comedy, or just like a lot of New York romantic comedies are like that, where it takes place over a huge amount of time, and they break up for a long period, or they have a fight or whatever, like When Harry Met Sally or something like that, where there's huge pieces of time. Stakes
to the actual reason for them breaking up in the first place. So I mean they didn't really shoehorn or push anything too hard.
Yeah.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Yeah, and him being too tired to do the surgery was sort of a it was kind of a hokey way to split them up, but it worked.
It works.
In the context of this movie, it worked just fine. I'm sure that you can do a lot of analysis on what her character is like in the beginning of the movie, and how that's not what the lead in a romantic comedy is usually like.
Correct.
And so, it's nice to see that. That works. That's a unique spin on everything. But she's also not just she's not just a guy with a girl's name and a girl's character. They don't turn her into the ladies' man character at the beginning of it. It's just a girl that doesn't have relationships, and they explain that really well in the beginning of the movie. The whole monogamy is not realistic thing that they have at the first scene. So
yeah,
it works really well. The sister was really good.
Very.
And it made things really surprisingly more dramatic than you'd expect, just because they have these sort of serious characters in there with her, so that it's not just her whole life isn't funny people. You know what I mean? They're not all characters that feel written into a romantic comedy. They feel more like real people, grounded people that are in the story. So
level of acting was actually shockingly good in a lot of cases there.
Yeah.
I didn't expect to see that. I don't know how much I actually like Bill Hader in this movie, to be honest.
Yeah.
Which is kind of a problem if he's one of the leads.
Yeah, and I don't know how important he really is to the whole thing. He's the romantic lead and all of that, but even so, he's, I don't know, it's really interesting. That's the character that she wrote for the movie, and he's also a more grounded, normal character than her character is. So yeah, I think it all works. And I think you sort of cut him break on some of that stuff because it's
Absolutely.
Bill Hader.
Yeah, and I guess I've gotten used to seeing him be the wackier character in a lot of things, and he's not. He's the normal guy,
right?
Completely 100% normal.
But the outtakes have got to be awesome.
Oh yeah.
Oh god,
I was hoping that would happen, that they would show a few at the end. Just Bill Hader in general with outtakes is amazing.
Yeah.
The outtakes, the skeleton twins were great.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm eager to see some of the cameo or the outtakes between him and LeBron James, because they really, when they were on camera together, they were excellent.
Yeah, I read an article that said that Judd Apatow and Amy Schumer were both blown away by LeBron James, and they thought he was really funny and like that he's going to be the next.
I think all the cameo characters stole the show. I mean, John Cena's probably had some of the funniest lines.
That was
LeBron
really
James
funny.
definitely had all the funny, super funny lines. Matthew Broderick out of nowhere.
Marv Albert just
and Chrissy Everett.
completely just explaining everything that was going on. That was excellent.
Yeah.
So I it's kind of weird to have the cameos be that freaking strong, because it to me it did kind of steal the show to a certain degree, but at the same time, more all the better for it.
Sure.
The scene between LeBron James and Amy Schumer, where he goes and sits next to her during the jam session, and he's just like, one question, don't hurt him. And just stares at her.
When I ask you one thing, don't hurt it.
And the scene goes on for like 30 seconds.
Yeah, he just stares
of him
at her.
just staring at her, and it's excellent. And gosh, it was a really funny movie. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, I mean, it, like, Funny People has a crazy number of cameos, especially like at the end. There's like just a row of people sitting in the bar. And that works, but like this, it's not to that degree. It's just like everyone that shows up is surprising, and they have like something funny to do. And I guess she wrote it with LeBron James in mind, but only because that's literally the only name she knows from sports. And he happened to be like available and interested, and
All right, yeah.
knocked it out. So yeah.
The Colin Quinn was a little bit of an interesting character. I'm like,
I liked him a lot.
yeah, how old was he supposed to be in a nursing home?
Well, he had MS, so
Oh, I missed that detail.
yeah.
Did they ever actually say it was MS?
Yeah,
I
they
just
did.
remember them saying he was sick.
She did. Like right at the very beginning, she said, "My dad's MS got really bad, and we had to sell his house
Gotcha.
and clear everything out." Yeah, they mentioned that that's what it was. So yeah, that's why he would have been in there as young as he was.
I really enjoyed his banter, like with the other older gentleman in the home. I thought that was really well done. I mean, it didn't serve much purpose, and honestly, his
Probably at least half of that is improvised,
Yeah.
because that tends to be how he works anyway. Like he'll do the line he's supposed to do, and then he'll just sit there and improvise until they cut him off. And but yeah, I liked him a lot.
his character on camera didn't seem to have much purpose. It was always like the stuff that he supposedly did off camera that actually had purpose to the story. Like you get a little bit of it at the beginning when he's talking about
Broke up with a mother.
the doll analogy, which
doll.
was amazing.
Splitting affairs to like 8-year-olds
That was the best.
or whatever. It's
that
wow.
was awesome.
Holy crap.
How would you feel if I told you that was the only doll you could play with for the rest of your life?
Or
Sad.
what if your friend, he wants to play with this doll, but you don't want to leave this one unattended, so you got to play with it, even if you don't really want to. But you get my point.
What about slightly overweight cocktail waitress dolls?
There you go. It was more like this untold story of what really happened. You get the idea that Amy's idolizing the father, and the sister obviously vilifies the father. But you never meet the mother, and you don't really get much about the mother. I thought that was really interesting. Like they tell you nothing about the mother.
Except about her tits.
About her tits, yeah.
Briefly.
There you go.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's just compact storytelling. And that's why I think, like, think the directing and the writing are both really, really good.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it doesn't have. I mean, yeah, there's cameos, but there's not like extra, you know, fat in the story or in the. There's not extra scenes that don't really need to be there, kind of thing. It's just a really well told story. So, yeah, Trainwreck. If you like the way we do these, please like the video, subscribe, check out all the written video reviews at dalemaxfield.com. And thanks for watching.